Hi, Viola Rose here, and I want to tell you about this cacao shaker that I just made. And so this is a cacao pod that I dehydrated actually and made into a shaker. And it's the cacao beans inside that are the rattle. Oh my God, this is amazing. So I have recently really gotten into cacao and having cacao, and my husband Daniel too will have little cacao ceremonies and drink ceremonial grade cacao. And I've also recently started incorporating that as requested into my sound healing sessions that I do for small groups and for individuals if people want to have a heart opening sort of cacao ceremony before doing a sound healing session or a group sound bath. So as I'm starting to work more with the cacao as medicine, as a heart medicine, I've just wanted to incorporate more cacao things into the experience, right? So I've gotten some cacao fruit that people can try, some a cacao essence, and to smell. And so I wanted to make a shaker out of a cacao pod. And so if you've never seen like cacao in its natural form, right? It's in this, it's a like a it's this, it's a pod. It was a little bit bigger than this when it's fresh. And I have a picture of this that I'm going to show you when it was fresh, actually, and the color that it was. So let me bring up this image here. So here is the cacao pod when I first brought it home, and it has like this red and golden color to it, and it was very soft and squishy. So there is the cacao pod. And where I got this was I was trying to figure out how I could get my hands on a cacao pod. And there's a store in Sedona, a sh little shop called Living Chocolate. It's a lovely little shop where they have all kinds of cacao to buy. And then they also make chocolates there, and you can get ceremonial cacao to drink. So I happened to ask her if she happened to have any cacao pods, and she actually had some frozen in her freezer that she would use for her classes because she sometimes teaches classes about cacao. And when you open up the cacao pod, and then inside is the fruit. And it's like a white, fleshy, sweet fruit. And then inside of that is the big seed of the fruit, which is the cacao bean, right? So she had some of these in her shop. So I bought one from her, and then I brought it home to dehydrate it and see if I could get it dried nice and hard. Now, this took almost a month and it's finally done. And what I did is because I'm in Arizona, I didn't need to put it in a dehydrator. It's very dry here. So I just kind of put it out on my hot porch on like a little mesh sheet so that it was sort of, on like a drying rack. And then every couple days, I would spray it with a spray bottle of 100% pure distilled vinegar, which can keep mold from forming. So I would just mist it lightly so that I wouldn't be saturating it. So that way I wasn't deterring the dehydrating process. And then slowly over the weeks, the seeds inside of the fruit started to also dehydrate. And then slowly they would start to make a little bit more sound and they would be coming loose. And then I had to kind of shake it vigorously to get all the little cacao beans in there freed up. And now it's totally a shaker. And I love it so much. It's just so sweet. And so it dried a little bit smaller. And as you can see it up close, there's some areas that are darker than others, but they're not like moldy or anything. They're just darker. That's just the way that it dried or the way that the skin was. And so you can also get your hands on a cacao pod. If you're in Sedona, you can go to Living Chocolate. And elsewhere, you might be able to order some online. The thing is pretty expensive. I spent $30 on this cacao pod, and that was a great deal because I didn't have to pay for shipping to have it shipped somewhere else. And then I have what I got this idea from is that I saw one person making rattles on Etsy, and they were well over $100 with shipping to get a cacao rattle. That's what made me thought I want to make my own. But those were like cut here, and then they had a stick, and they had other stuff inside. But this is just the pure natural cacao bean. And I have some other shakers that I have of gourds. I actually grew some gourds at one time and then let them dry as well and made them into shakers. So that's really fun. And so I thought I'd share that little tip with you. Tatacita, tatacita. You can make up little songs and sing to the heart medicine that is the cacao while you're celebrating with it. Okay, much love. Bye.